Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy, and I hope you guys are doing well. This is actually a remastered version to a what if I did at the very start of my channel. This is the very first what if I ever created. Well, the OGs will know, like the 12 people that watched me back then. Actually, even less, would know that the Son of Donzo one was my first what if, and then the what if Orochimaru's invasion worked one, the Konoha Crush worked, but I decided to scrap those, make those videos private, and really, in fact, I'll let you see those horrible videos when we hit 500 subscribers. You know, you're gonna get the special what if Sasuke died, but you're also gonna get that stuff just to look at how absolute garbage my audio quality and just my storytelling skills were decent. They weren't as good as they are now, since I know a lot more about Naruto than I did back then. I did still know a lot about Naruto back then, but not as much as I do now, because I've watched a lot of Naruto and got a lot of explaining from watching Swag Kage, because I've watched almost every Swag Kage video, for God's sakes. And from watching other what if YouTubers, I see what works, what doesn't work, and yeah, just my video skills have improved so far. So obviously, special full what if of what if Sasuke died at 500, but also you'll get to see those. I might even remaster those two what ifs if you really like them, if you really think they're good. But I've gotten a request to do this, and let me just look at the guy's name real quick. And it was, I believe his name, yes, the Pedro 1. This is for you, bro. I know you wanted me to remake this one, and so you're getting What if Naruto Had Breathing Styles Remastered. Yes. Breathing Styles from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. So, without further ado, I don't want to waste any more time, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. So Naruto would be around the age of 4 when he would hear, basically, the villagers would be like hitting him and pushing him, but he would actually also hear the announcement from Donzo, because Donzo didn't know that he was in the crowd, and nobody did, that he holds the nine-tailed fox. Thinking that he's a monster, he obviously at this point, knows the sexy jutsu. I know he's 4, it doesn't really make sense, but we're just gonna roll with it. So he'd be able to steal a scroll of sealing, and he would just copy down, like, word for word, the multi-shadow clone jutsu, and basically, like, the shadow clone / multi-shadow clone jutsu, the flying Raijin, and the water dragon jutsu, as well as the hand signs for the water dragon jutsu. The way to do it, and the hand signs. After that, Naruto would take those 3 scrolls, put them in a bag, a small bag, along with, like he would more like just put them on the side of his pants, like clip them or something, and he would have his small bag. He wouldn't have any ninja tools because he's only 4, he's not 6, but he would have a small bag of money on him, like his small frog pouch. And after that, of course, Naruto would run away from the village, and for a few days, like after like a day or two, he was gonna be like, people would start saying that Naruto isn't here, Naruto's not around, and none of the Anbu have seen Naruto. Like, nobody's seen him come out of his house. Hiruzen orders an Anbu to go to his house, and Naruto's not there. Hiruzen frantically has Anbu search all over the village, but nobody can find Naruto. He then realizes that Naruto has run away. Oh, god damn it. It's too soon after Minato and Kushina died. You better go find him now. But Donzo would protest and say, we can't use Anbu to search for a kid who ran away, probably more than likely willingly. Because Donzo would then say, at the end of my speech yesterday, I noticed that he was in the crowd among them. He probably thinks he's some sort of a monster. He'll return eventually when the real world hits him like a truck. Donzo, you idiot. Oh, I swear, if I find out Naruto's dead, it's going to be your head. Do you understand me? Of course, Hokage. Before he says before walking out of the room. Eventually, he's cut to Naruto's point of view, and after 3 days of traveling, he would eventually run to see a cabin. He would be ecstatic, and he would, with all of his remaining energy, go and stumble into the cabin. Seeing that there's no one there, he would say, "Don't mind if I do," rubbing his hands together before trying to find some food. He does find some food and some good water, so he chugs a lot of the water. He chugs a good amount of water, and he eats and eats. He eats a whole lot of food. He would pass out because, he's pretty tired from traveling for 3 days, and he just had a good meal. When he wakes up, he'd be in a bed. He said, "How did I get here?" "Well, I kinda put you there." Naruto would look over and he would see an old man with a white beard and a white mullet. "How are you doing, son? My name is Jigoro Kuwajima." "Oh, my name's Naruto Uzumaki. Is this your house?" "Yes, it would be. I live here with my grandson, Kaminari." "Kaminari, you can come in." Kaminari would walk in. Now, as you can see by the thumbnail, Kaminari is just Zenitsu, but cooler. Yes, he's just cool Zenitsu. He's just a badass version of Zenitsu. That's all he is. With, a different personality. He obviously has a different personality. And, you'll see it through the character development. Kaminari would walk in, his hand already on his short blade, which is known as a wakizashi, and he seemed to be alert just at the sight of Naruto. But Jigoro would say, "Get your hand off of that blade, boy. We have a guest." "Yeah, a guest who robbed half of our pantry of its food. I'm just glad we went to get groceries today. Good grief, how can you even eat that much? You're but 4. And you're only but 5. Calm down, Kaminari. Just say hi to our guest." "Now, boy, what are you doing so far away from Konoha?" "I'm a monster." "Why would you say that, boy? What did you do?" "I hold the demon inside of me. The fox. I'm a demon." "No, you're not, boy. You're not a demon. You're just a boy who holds the demon. I can tell from the way you are that you ran away from the village knowing that you are only but a young boy. It's not your fault that thing was sealed inside of you, and it's not that you are that thing. You aren't. You are just a carrier for it, and that's all you are. But with my help, I bet you could become someone that the village would respect, instead of looking at you as a demon, as they probably would. I'm just glad you ran away before they had a chance to do anything to you." "What do you mean by that?" "Well, the Ninetales attack, it left a lot of people with some anger towards it, the Ninetales. And I am one of those people, but you are not the Ninetales. And if the Ninetales ever gets released from you, I will make sure to kill it myself. But you are not the Ninetales. You are, as you said, Naruto Uzumaki. And I'd be more than happy to train you. You can stay here while you train." "What? Grandfather, why would you let him stay here? I mean, it's already hard enough as it is to..." "That's enough, Kaminari. I will have no more of it. This boy seems promising. After all, his endurance is pretty capable, and he has the nine-tailed fox, as well as being at the Uzumaki bloodline. His chakra must be off the charts. That could definitely help him in mastering the breathing forms." "Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to prepare dinner. Be downstairs in, about maybe 10, 20 minutes? We're having steak tonight. How do you like your steaks, Naruto?" I've never had steak." "Medium rare it is. And I know how you like it, Grandpa." "Alright, as I said, 10, 20 minutes. Be downstairs. Such a nice young lad, isn't he? You're really gonna take me in? Oh, why, yes, but won't your parents be worried about you, boy? I don't have any parents. Well then, I guess this just gives me even more of a reason. Alright, Naruto, you can stay with us until you're ready to become a ninja. Okay? You really mean that? Of course. I wouldn't lie to someone as kind-hearted as you. Thanks. What's your name? My name is, well, I think I already told you. It's Jigoro Kuwajima. But if that's too hard, you can just call me Grandpa. Or Gramps. Either one. What? What do you mean? Well, I'm basically adopting you, aren't I? So why not? And Kaminari can kind of be like your brother. After all, you're not until you turn 12 or 13. Well, actually, no, it's 13. Yeah, not until you turn 13 will you actually be able to become a ninja. Oh, I see. Well, thank you, Master Jigoro. What is it? Sorry. Thank you, Gramps. That's my boy. So, after that interaction, Naruto would actually train for around 9 years with Kaminari. They becoming as close as brothers over this time period, and Jigoro being like their grandpa. Eventually, they would master the Shadow Clone and Multi-Shadow Clone jutsus, the Flying Raijin jutsu, which they would use to the extent that the 4th Hokage used, first form of lightning breathing, which was the Thunderclap and Flash, and all the chakra natures, so they mastered all chakra natures since Kaminari had a natural affinity for every chakra nature, and he helped Naruto pick it up. And they would learn all the different elemental types of dragons, as well as having the body flicker technique mastered. They would also know basic, chakra nature jutsus, like Fireball Jutsu, Mud Wall Jutsu, stuff like that, but their biggest attacks with any chakra nature was the Water Dragon for Water Style, Earth Dragon for Earth Style, Fire Dragon for Fire Style, Wind Dragon for Wind Style, and Lightning Dragon for Lightning Style. They would also, so Naruto would be equipped with a Ninshirin Katana, just a basic one, and he would have an orange kimono, while Kaminari would have a serrated Ninshirin Katana, sort of like how Inosuke has, and a Wakizashi, his old Wakizashi. Like, obviously, it's not like old and rusty, it's been cleaned and it's been refined over time, and he wears a yellow kimono, unlike Naruto, who obviously, as I said, wears an orange kimono. After this 9-year time skip, Jigoro would tell them to go to the village hidden in the leaves to become Genin. So this is that interaction. Scene starts. Well, my boys, it seems it is finally time for you to go off and you to finally become Genin. Well, I'm so proud of you both. I'm actually quite emotional right now, it seems. Maybe that's just the pollen, I don't know. Yeah, probably just the pollen. Okay, Grandpa. Well, I think we got everything. Naruto? Yeah, of course. You ready to go become Genin? Yes, of course. Well, I guess this is a goodbye for now. After you trained and become Genin and learned all of those great ninja, promise me you'll come back here to fully master lightning breathing one day, won't you? Of course, Grandfather. Yeah, of course. Believe it, Gramps. I love you both, my grandsons. And I love you too, Gramps. I love you as well, Grandfather. But now it is time to say goodbye. They would all embrace each other, and then Naruto and Kaminari would fist bump before leaving the premises and heading towards the village hidden in the leaves, body flickering to make the time so much faster, eventually getting there in around 2 hours. Yes, Naruto was wandering through the woods. He wasn't taking direct route to Jigoro's house. So even though it took Naruto 3 days to get there, obviously he was younger. He couldn't travel as far as he can now. He didn't know the body flicker. And last but not least, he wasn't going on a straight path. So it only takes about an hour or two to get to Konoha from where they are. After they do, they head straight for the Hokage's office. After being told, Jigoro has sent an email saying that he would send his 2 grandsons to come become Genin, and the 2 guards at the gate would be suspecting Jigoro's 2 grandsons, saying that they were wearing a yellow and orange kimono, with one having a katana and then a wakizashi, and then the other one having a katana. And the 2 guards would immediately realize one of them as the lost Jinchuriki, Naruto Uzumaki. They would both say, "You need to come with us immediately. Lord Hiruzen is waiting for you." Or Lord Third. They would walk through the door, and Hiruzen would grumble, "I've already got enough paperwork as it is. What do you guys want?" Well, Lord Third, I think you might want to see this. Kaminari and Naruto would walk through the door, and Hiruzen would be like, "Naruto boy, is that you?" "Of course it is, Gramps. Believe it." Or, "Of course it is, old man," because he calls Jigoro Gramps. So, "Of course it is, old man. Believe it." "I already told you to stop it with that believe it shit. You better stop before I beat you into submission." Yeah. Calm your jets, Kaminari. It's just a verbal tick. Come on. You know, just don't be a jerk, Kaminari. I'm not being a jerk, I just... whatever, let's just listen to what Hokage has to say. Yes, of course. Naruto boy, I'm just really surprised that it's you. I can't believe... Wait, you're not related to Jigoro. Well, I'm adopted. That's probably why he called me his grandson. Oh, I see. He adopted you into his family? That's great. So I assume you were trained by Jigoro. Of course. Who else would I be trained by? Well, yeah, I guess, but... So you 2 are here to become Genin. Well, you're already more than capable enough if you trained under Jigoro to, pass the academy exam, so I'll put you straight on to 2 teams so you can take the bell tests. Luckily, Genin teams have already been formed, and I was trying to make some decisions. So, Kaminari, Naruto, please go with, Iruka-sensei here to go meet your teachers. And your other Rookie 7. Because it'd be Rookie 7 because obviously 2 squads of 2, and then 1 squad of 3, which is Inoshikacho, that's the only full one, so that's Team 10. Naruto and Kaminari would walk into the room with Iruka, and they would see Kakashi's Team 7, Kurenai's Team 8, and Asuma's Team 10. Inoshikacho on Team 10. They have another squad, which is Team 8, which has Hinata and Shino. Kiba is a year younger than them in this timeline, so, you know. Sorry. But because Naruto actually has a proper diet, he is much more well-built, and even about as tall as Sasuke, with Kaminari obviously being a good bit taller since he is 14, and there is a big change, at least there was for me, from 13 to 14, there was a big change in, like, height, and just body structure overall. So, that's happening, and yes, Kaminari is a year older than all of them, and obviously Team 7 is made up of Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto would be told that he's on Team 7, and Kaminari would be told that he's on Team 8. And this would lead straight into Kakashi taking Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura all up on the roof for a discussion about life. So Naruto and the rest of Team 7 would be talking about their goals. Sasuke's would still be to kill a certain man. Sakura's would be to, whatever hers was in canon, probably be Sasuke's wife or some crap like that. And Naruto's would actually just be saying to gain the village's trust and to prove that I'm not a demon. And hearing this, everybody on the team would immediately, Sasuke and Sakura wouldn't know what he was talking about, and Kakashi would immediately open his eyes, realizing that Naruto had actually, because of the tone of Naruto's voice, had once thought of himself as a demon, and knew that the village probably thought of him as a demon as well. Although they didn't know that Naruto was the demon, they didn't know what he looked like because he looked a lot different. After all, it's been 9 years. And since people haven't seen him in 9 years, they've kind of forgotten about him, but if they heard his name, they would probably remember that he's the Nine-Tailed Cherokee. After this, Kakashi would say, well, I guess that's good. Meet me tomorrow, and we'll do your test to see if you become Genin or not. If you pass, well, then you become a Genin. If you don't, you get sent back to the academy. Simple as that. You'll all take the bell test. And I'll explain what that is tomorrow. And make sure not to eat, or else you'll throw up. And, well, that wouldn't be good, would it? They all look at each other, and they would all nod. Before Kakashi would body flicker away, the same with Naruto, which would surprise Sasuke and Sakura. They were just super confused at everything that had gone on for the second half of the conversation, or the second half of the interaction with the Jonin and with Naruto. After that, the bell test would happen the next day, and then we would enter the scene of the fight. Or the scene leading up to the fight and in the fight. So Naruto would walk up to Sasuke and Sakura, and he would say, "Hey guys, how you guys doing today?" Wouldn't you like to know, Dobe? Yeah, get at it. Yeah, why, okay, you may be strong, but Sasuke is so much stronger than you, I'm sure of it. Okay, well, if you're so sure of that, then, I guess we'll see today, right? Sure, why not? You might be a worthy opponent, after all. If you know how to use that katana any sort of well, that might prove a little bit difficult to handle, but not too difficult for me. Alright, well, I'd love to see your strength, Sasuke. But let's win this bell test first, of course. We gotta become Genin, if we're even gonna fight properly. Yeah, I guess we do. So, you have a plan? Or am I gonna have to come up with one? Because I gladly will. It'd probably be better than anything you come up with, but I'd rather not do that kind of work. It'd just be easier for me to face Kakashi head on, but a plan may work better. Well, I think we'll need teamwork. I have no doubt in your skills. After all, you were Rookie of the Year of your class, at least from what I heard. And, you're a Uchiha. You have that special dojutsu, right? The Sharingan? Or have you not unlocked it yet? I haven't unlocked it yet. That still doesn't make me any less of a prodigy. Oh, I was just asking. But, even though you don't have the Sharingan, you still have some giant affinity for fire-type jutsus, which is really good, but against a Jonin like Kakashi, it won't be enough. So I think we will have to work together. Here, I have a plan. And they would go over the plan before Kakashi would eventually arrive, and Sasuke would actually pipe up, or no, Sakura. Sakura would pop up and say, "Where the hell have you been? We've been standing here for about an hour." Sorry, I got lost in the path of life. But anyways, the bell test is actually consistent of these two bells, and you have to get them. Whoever gets a bell passes. Whoever doesn't is tied up to this log and sent back to the academy. He would point to one of the 3 logs, or point to the log in the middle. They would all glare at each other, realizing that the teamwork might not be enough in the end, but he just said that they had to all grab or get the 2 bells. Whoever gets the bell passes. So if all 3 of them got a bell, in a sense, they would all pass. Meaning that one person would just have to grab the bell and then hand it to another person. That would mean both of them would get the bell. At least that's what their mind, or that was the process of their mind. Kakashi would say go, and all three of them would jump into nearby forest or bushes. Sakura would be told to basically be able to strike at the right moment, while Naruto and Sasuke distracted Kakashi. And this plan would go without a hitch. And just to put some basic description on it, basically what would happen is Sasuke would confront Kakashi one-on-one and shoot a couple of good timed fireball jutsus, and Naruto would actually use the flying Raijin technique to blitz Kakashi while he was dodging backwards and hit Kakashi directly in the ribs, which would send Kakashi back just in time for Sakura to pop out of nowhere and snatch the bells. Kakashi would be in awe at this flawless teamwork, seeming to work in unison, even though they weren't even together for more than a day. They hadn't even known each other for more than a day. Kakashi would be stunned and immediately pass them. After this, they would go home, and Kaminari would meet them halfway with his team, saying that he passed, and seeing Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura's headbands, he would say, Congratulations, younger brother. I guess we all are. We all have passed. And we're all getting now. Naruto would nod his head and said, yeah, alright, first step to making this village truly believe in me. One day I'm gonna save this village and nobody will doubt me. Alright, believe it. I bet, little brother. Well, you go ahead to the apartment. I want to talk to the young Uchiha here. May I escort you home? He would ask Sasuke, and Sasuke would be like, whatever. So he would walk Sasuke home, and they would be walking along, and Kaminari would start talking to Sasuke, start talking about just random things like what are his ambitions, what are his goals. Sasuke would bring up like about killing a certain man, being all emo and edgy and shit. And Kaminari would ask like what his skills are, like what kind of jutsus does he know, what is he proficient, like what weapons is he proficient in, stuff like that. And obviously asking about a Sharingan, just as Naruto had, and Sasuke would still reply with no. They would then get to where Sasuke lived, and Sasuke would basically would walk up to his house, and then Kaminari would say, "Hey Sasuke, I know you want to I know you want to help my brother and all. And, well, maybe not help him, but if you could cooperate with him, that would be nice. I know that you may not want to work with him, but if you could cooperate with him, that would be great. He really is powerful. We both are. And we can help you. And I know that you want to kill a certain man. In fact, I understand that all too well. I understand wanting to kill a certain man. Because there is a certain man that I want to kill as well. And I will do anything to get strong enough to kill him, no matter what it takes. So I understand the feeling you're going through. But Sasuke, if you ever betray this village, or my brother, if you land a finger on anybody in this village for power," he would then close his eyes and then open them. They would shine a light yellow, like almost a golden, and 3 lightning bolts would appear like tomoe in his eyes. And you can obviously see it on screen. It should be right beside the picture of Zenitsu. And that's basically what it looks like, although the eye should be a little more golden. It's obviously like a glowing golden, almost. And Sasuke would be scared shitless out of this, reminded of his brother's Sharingan in these eyes for just a split second. Sasuke would be basically so scared that he would just basically turn around and be shaking, but he would walk and try and keep his composure as he walked, straggling inside. So that would lead us straight into right after, like for the next few months, derank missions and training, and now we finally get into the Land of Waves arc. So the Land of Waves arc would basically go like normal until the Demon Brothers. Although Tazuna would be more impressed with the team, Naruto obviously being more well built, and the only person Tazuna really didn't care for is Sakura, but Sakura has still gotten a lot stronger because during the time that Team 7 trained, Sakura actually found her affinity for Genjutsu and trained with Kurenai for a little while before they went on the Land of Waves mission. Because Naruto just basically instantly taught them chakra control, like water walking, tree walking, and actually found out Kakashi noticed Sakura's affinity for Genjutsu. So they would all basically, Sakura would know 2 basic Genjutsus as of now, and would be a lot more proficient in Taijutsu, almost like half the level of Sasuke at this point. Or, yeah, like basically how canon Sasuke was during the Land of Waves arc. She was that good at Taijutsu, but Sasuke in this canon is like 3 times that in Taijutsu. And Sasuke is actually revealed to have the One Tomoe Sharingan. And eventually, through this intense training, he would unlock the Imperfect Sharingan, which is the two Tomoe in his right eye and the One Tomoe in his left eye. I believe that's how it was. If it's the opposite, then it's whatever. So the Land of Waves arc would obviously be a bit different. Everybody would look more, intimidating, almost like they would give up a more intimidating aura since they're stronger, but not too much. So Tazuna would still kind of look down on Sakura. Sasuke, he's like, it's just a Uchiha, but he's still just a little brat. Naruto would be more, just outstanding from the group because he would wear a kimono and he would have a katana strapped to his side. And if he was any sort of efficient with that, then Tazuna felt kind of safe. But still, the only person he really had confidence in was, obviously, the Jonin Kakashi, the copy ninja, the copier of 1,000 jutsus. So, yeah. Then the Demon Brothers would appear, and Sakura would actually ask if she could take on one, and Sasuke would say, let me take on the other. So Sasuke would actually body the one he was fighting, eventually ending up with an accidental kill when Sasuke would go for just a kunai swipe at his chest, but would actually aim too high and cut the Demon Brother's neck out. While Sakura would actually manage to put the Demon Brother under a Cherry Blossom Jutsu, then a Desert Heat Jutsu. These are both Genjutsus, by the way, which would confuse the absolute hell out of him because he's seeing like random flower petals everywhere, but also he's in the middle of a desert and feels the heat of the desert, but also like the scent of flower petals, and he's just like freaking the fuck out. And then eventually she would put him in a Woodbine Genjutsu, which he would just be like freaking out like completely before Sakura would give him a decisive kick to the back of the neck, which would knock him out. After this, they would interrogate the last Demon Brother before Kakashi would eventually say, before Naruto would eventually say there's no use in keeping him alive, and Naruto would just pull out his sword and stab the guy directly through the chest. Kakashi would be like, yeah, that's basically, there's no reason to keep him alive. So yeah, they're dead. The Demon Brothers are dead. But because of this, Kakashi would interrogate Tazuna about this, and Tazuna would say that he did lie about the difficulty of the mission. It should be like a B rank or A rank mission, and Kakashi would send a scroll back to Konoha asking for assistance. And this would obviously lead into one of the Genin teams being sent, this one being Team 8, Kurenai's team. Sakura would say hi to the person she had studied with, and Kurenai, actually being very fond of Sakura, would give a friendly hello back. Sasuke didn't really think much of the other team, although he did know that that Naruto was strong, and Naruto had always said that Kaminari was strong. But the scared shitless by Kaminari thing really left an impact on Sasuke, because, like, was this guy really able to kill him, or was that just a bluff? And what was that eye? What was that dojutsu? Seriously, like, what the hell? Eventually, Zabuza's sword would go fly overhead, and everybody would dodge, except for Tazuna, and Sakura would just grab him by the arm and yank him down. Eventually, Zabuza would walk off, and a fight would ensue between Naruto and Zabuza. Now, Naruto would basically be bodying Zabuza the entire time. Just, there would be no contest between Zabuza and... well, like, he wouldn't be, like, bodying him, as in, like, just completely, like, destroying him, but, like, he would have Zabuza on the complete and utter defensive. His Kenjutsu was unrivaled by most people, except for his older brother. At least for anybody they'd ever met, but since that was only, like, bandits and stuff. But now proving it on an opponent that was supposed to be a legendary swordsman meant that everybody looked at Naruto with, like, real respect, and Sasuke immediately knew if Naruto was this good, Kaminari definitely would be able to murder Sasuke, without a doubt. But right as Naruto is about to cut the head of the demon swordsman off, or the demon of the mist off, Haku would come in with needles or senbon into the back, and Naruto would, he would actually drop it. His left arm would go numb. She'd actually hit a tendon, which meant that Naruto's left arm was just completely useless, because the tendon was cut, and once the tendon is cut, until that tendon heals, you literally can't move that body part. He couldn't even squeeze his fingers at this point. Literally just limp. So he was fighting against Zabuza with one arm, and Haku would then kick him away and trap him in the ice mirrors, while Zabuza would go and try to fight the other team, but Sakura would actually come in and would go and fight Sakura. Sakura would try her best. She would actually come in and try and fight Zabuza, but Zabuza would actually kick her in the stomach before using Kubikiri Bosho to slice her chest, nearly killing her in the process. She would fall backwards and basically appear to just be, like, dead instantaneously. Like, Kakashi even thinks she's dead. Like, Kurenai gets furious. Kakashi's just like, fuck, how the hell did I just let a genin die? Before lifting up his Sharingan and going to attack Zabuza. Hinata would puke, and Sasuke would look at this, seeing someone that actually did have genuine love for him, like Sakura did have love for him, and he knew that, and he would just think of all the stuff that Sakura has actually done for him, and all the stuff he was taking for granted, and see that all in a flash before he would gain both two Tomoe Sharingan, before the Tomoe would start swirling, fuse into his eye would turn black again, before a star-like pattern would appear in both of his eyes, and his eyes would start bleeding. Sasuke has unlocked the Mankai Gekyo Sharingan. And meanwhile, Naruto's getting absolutely bodied by the ice mirrors. Now, everybody's watching Kaminari, and Kaminari is sitting there. Why is Kaminari sitting there? Because Kaminari actually knows that Sakura's not gonna die. Like, he just knows. Like, even though Sakura's bleeding out, he goes over and he actually just stops the bleeding with a simple bandage. Like, he just bandages her mid-fight and uses a simple medical ninjutsu to basically seal the wound for now, although Sakura still looks like she's probably going to die. But, obviously, he knows that she won't die because he knows what's going to happen, but nobody else seems to know what's going to happen with Sakura's state. He knows that she'll survive, but everybody else is uncertain about it. So Kakashi and Kurenai... Kakashi was more than enough to take Zabuza down, but Kurenai just seals the deal and would eventually cut off Zabuza's arms. Or cut off one of Zabuza's arms. Yeah, she would cut off one of his arms. No, she would cut off one of his tendons, sorry, in his right arm. He would then pick up Kurikiri Bosho, or the Execution Blade, with his left hand, and jump back. But right as he jumped back, he would get an Amaterasu straight to his limp right arm. After this incredible pain, he would slice off his arm, and then he would see Naruto, and Naruto fighting till his, basically what looked like his bitter end, before Kaminari would see this and see that his brother is getting hurt, and he would try with all of his might not to jump in, but he just has to. He would eventually destroy the ice mirrors. He would basically just go inside, destroy one of them with a kick, and then he would use the fire-style Fire Dragon Jutsu to obliterate all the mirrors. And Haku would jump out of the mirrors and try and go for a decisive blow against Kaminari, but Kaminari would dodge this, elbow Haku, and then kick her. Yes, Haku is a her in this. Don't worry, my fellow weebs. We can yank in peace. But Haku would be kicked to the side, the mask would fall off, and Haku would be breathing heavily, but Zabuza knows that they aren't going to win this fight. Kaminari walks forward and would say, "Who are you? What is your attachment to this demon of the mist?" "You don't deserve to know that. Why would you deserve to know that? Huh? Why do you think you deserve to know that?" she would say, pulling 6 Sinbon out. "I saved her from her village. Her clan was killed, but I saved her. I always thought of her as a tool for me to get stronger. But your overwhelming forces, you've made me see something. You made me see how much of a monster I am by the way that you've used Naruto. Or rather, the lesson you were trying to teach me. You let Naruto stay on his own until the very end, until you thought Naruto was going to die. He might as well. Look at him. He's basically dead right now," he would say, pointing over in the direction of Naruto, where Hinata is hovering over his body, and Hinata would be starting for words as Naruto would be breathing heavily, but eventually Naruto's breathing would start to slow, and Hinata would just basically just say that she loves him, but Naruto would seem to die. And Hinata would just be crying her eyes out. Sasuke would walk over to Sakura, and he would hold her in his arms as he passed out. Shino would be trying his best to use his insects to heal Sakura and Naruto, but it wouldn't seem to be working for either of them, and Kurenai and Kakashi would be standing there listening to another conversation between Zabuza, Haku, and Kaminari. "Kid, you showed me what it looks like, or rather how it feels. Yet you jumped in when I probably wouldn't have jumped in. Just shows me how wrong it is to use people as tools. But I've done so much wrong in my life. I will not be spared. You will not give me that satisfaction. Or rather, you will not give me that torture. You can give me the satisfaction of death. And if you want to, if you can, please, will you? Please kill me. Promise me that you yourself will take care of Haku. I entrust her to you. So please." "Of course, Zabuza Momochi," he would say, sliding his right leg back, shining his, left leg? No, right leg. Before clicking his sword out and breathing with steam seeming to come out of his mouth. "Thunder breathing, first form. thunder clapping, or lightning breathing. Lightning breathing or thunder breathing, either one. Thunder clap and flash, he would say before dashing forward with speed so blinding that it looked like a body flicker. And Zabuza Momochi would be dead. Haku would be crying, but there was nothing she could do, as she looked to the person that would take care of her now, which would be Kaminari, a boy who is actually a year younger than her, because Haku was said to be 15. Kaminari would walk over, place his hand on Haku's shoulder, and say, "I'm sorry, but you understand that he asked me to." She would nod her head yes, and they would begin to walk back to Tazuna's place to help Naruto and Sakura stay alive. People thinking that she's dead, but then Kakashi would realize that they're not, that they're both still alive, but other people don't know that, so they both take them to Tazuna's house, where they would eventually be healed up. So then Naruto, after around nearly like 5 days, so nearly an entire school week, Naruto would wake up and he would eventually walk downstairs, where Hinata would immediately jump up. Naruto would see that everybody's fine, everybody's recovered, and actually Sasuke and Sakura would basically, they looked like they were rubbing up all over each other now. So, if you're thinking, why would Sasuke have such a big bleep? So, I think he would actually kind of see the thing, like Sakura, how much Sakura actually cared for him, if Sakura had actually, like, kind of died, like, or basically looked like she died. So that would cause Sasuke to unlock his Mangekyo, as I said, and he used the Amaterasu for the first time, as I said. So yeah, that's why Sasuke unlocked his Mangekyo. And if you're thinking, why would you make him do that? Seriously. Because of the power scaling. Like, Naruto and Sasuke are already Jonin level. I mean, Naruto and Kaminari are already Jonin level. Probably even high Jonin level at this point. Because of, just not only because of that thunder, the thunder, clap, and flash, but also because they know the flying Raijin, multi-shadow clone, let's see. Yeah, multi-shadow clone, all the dragon-type jutsus. So yeah, they know all of that, which is insane. So, after this, as I said, Hinata would jump up, and she would run over to Naruto, hugging him, and saying, "Oh my god, I was so worried, I was so scared, that I thought you wouldn't wake up, Naruto-kun." And, Tazuna would just say, young love, adorable. And Hinata would realize what she's doing, push herself away from Naruto, immediately go red, and drop to the floor, passed out. Everybody would start laughing, but Naruto would just be smiling, a small smile, and be blushing. After this, they would all head back to the village after Naruto was made sure that he was actually fine, and Tazuna, Inari, and Tazuna's wife, I can't remember her name, I think it was Tsunami, they all thank the two groups, and if you wonder what happened to Gato, Kakashi, or Kaminari, or someone like that just took him out while Naruto was out. Gato isn't really something that I need to cover, because he wouldn't be an interesting fight. He's just a bunch of lackeys that aren't even shinobi. Yeah, just a bunch of dumb thugs. Gato was really cool. A really cool idea. Gato is a really cool idea, but it's just, it doesn't do anything to the power scaling. So yeah. After this, Kakashi and Kurenai would report to Hiruzen, and they would tell Hiruzen about the special technique that Kaminari used. Hiruzen, realizing that this is thunder breathing, something that he couldn't even master, which is why he's like, that he basically promised Jigoro that, yeah, they could become Genin. Because Jigoro actually had Hiruzen's respect, and was actually Hiruzen's friend. Actually a much more trusted and closer friend than Danzo, but Danzo actually stayed in the village while Jigoro lived in the woods alone. Jigoro actually did this because his family was actually killed by Obito. Yeah. That his wife and his son and his wife were... His son is his wife, and his older grandson and older granddaughter were all killed by a man in a mask. And obviously, the youngest grandson, Kaminari, would have seen all this, as well as Jigoro, and Jigoro would narrowly escape because of his incredible prowess. But besides that, they would basically tell him about the lightning breathing technique, and Hiruzen would say, well, if he knows it, then Naruto boy probably knows it. Well, alright. Roll them in the Chunin exams, both of your teams. And once they get to the final round, I will make them both Jonin. That's if they get to the final round, but I think it's more of a when. Even if they fail the first round of the final round, I will make them Jonin. Kakashi and Kurenai are surprised, but pleasantly surprised, and they would leave to go tell their teams about the Chunin exams. So this would obviously lead straight into the Chunin exams. So the Chunin exams would happen per normal, except for the fact that in the Rock Lee battle, Sasuke would win, and Rock Lee would start to take off his weights, but Guy would stop him. The first round would obviously be a absolute pass for all three members: Sakura's natural intelligence, Sasuke's 3-tomoe Sharingan, and over the time period, so yeah, Sasuke actually did unlock the 3-tomoe Sharingan pretty quickly since he does the Monkey Gekyo. And because of this, he eventually would, as I said, unlock the 3-tomoe Sharingan. He would get a lot closer to Sakura, because, you know, he just has. And Hinata has actually gotten a bit closer with Naruto. Both girls finally having the guy that they wanted, and both guys, you know, kind of having feelings, they're dating, but they're, you know, still like 13, so they're quote-unquote dating, in a sense. Middle school dating, if you will. The only thing that would change is the fact that obviously Naruto passes with flying colors, and Rock Lee would get bodied by 3-tomoe Sharingan Sasuke. So the Forest of Death would start, and nothing would change. They would just continue going on until eventually Naruto would attack the snake that Orochimaru was using to attack him, like the giant snake, and he would just destroy the giant snake with a thunderclap and flash, a real quick thunderclap and flash. Orochimaru would try and attack Sasuke and bite him on the neck, but Naruto was having none of that. Naruto would stab him in the gut, Orochimaru would have to spin himself out, and then Orochimaru would jump on a tree branch. But Sakura would actually come up behind him and have the ram symbol in her hands, slamming her hand into Orochimaru's back before getting grabbed by the head and flung into the ground, but Sasuke would catch her and then jump back, place her down on the ground. And then both of them would actually jump up into the air, like him and Naruto, Sasuke and Naruto, and Sasuke would launch a new jutsu that he had perfected with Naruto, which took a lot of Sasuke's chakra, but thankfully he knew how to use it pretty well. And then Naruto would use the Fire Style Fire Dragon jutsu, and Sasuke would use something that used a lot of his chakra, which is the Fire Style Dragon Flame Bomb. Orochimaru would get hit by this, but he wouldn't be too phased. He would be really hurt, but he wouldn't be too phased. He was just, I'm going to spit myself out again. But as he fell to the ground, Sakura would poof away, as well as Naruto and Sasuke, or rather not poof, but fade away. And it would be revealed that he's actually standing on a field of a bunch of seals. And these aren't flying Raijin seals, these are binding seals. And no matter where Orochimaru would have tried to have dodged to, there's no way he could have dodged all of these tags, and he immediately gets sealed in place. Before he basically looks behind him to see Naruto standing there saying, "Wow, that was pretty easy, and I thought you were supposed to be the strongest of the Sannin. Well, I guess we'll all become Jonin after doing this." Naruto would place his hands together in a claw-like formation. And Orochimaru wouldn't be that scared at first. He thinks, wow, what is this kind of jutsu? He's just gonna really hurt me. He's not gonna really hurt me all that bad. This kid's pretty stupid. Before Naruto would close his eyes and start gathering nature energy, which Orochimaru would notice and be like, what the hell is he doing? Before Naruto would get a lightning symbol above each of his eyes, like a lightning strike, a yellow lightning strike above each of his eyes, and his eyes would then turn a yellow with an X in them. It would turn yellow with 2 X's in them. And then a giant ball of like just pure electricity would form in his hands. And Orochimaru would be like, holy shit. Before Naruto would scream the words, final flash, and that would be the last thing the Snake Sanin ever heard. Orochimaru has been successfully killed by Naruto Uzumaki. After this, Naruto would pass out, and the Sound Trio would arrive, but Sasuke would immediately activate his 3 Tomoe Sharingan and go into scrap with them. But he would have a little trouble with Dosu, who would actually give him somewhat of a trouble. But Zaku, he would manage to fight Zaku and Ken pretty easily, but the 3 of them were just a little too much for Sasuke, even though he does have the 3 Tomoe. But Team 8 actually saw the final flash, and Hinata would activate her Byakugan, seeing that this is Naruto's signature, or this chakra signature is Naruto's, and they would go over, eventually finding the Sound Trio, which all of 3 of them would basically be killed in one fell swoop by your boy Kaminari. Kaminari would easily dispatch with them, not without any difficulty, and he would say, don't worry, you can have their Earth Scroll, we already have a Heaven and Earth Scroll. So they would all go to the middle, where they would only have been beaten by Gaara. Gaara's the Sand Trio. That's the only team that would have beaten them there, but every other team would be farther behind them. Eventually, all the teams that get there in canon would, and obviously Kabuto wouldn't have to opt out of the preliminaries because the other team isn't there. In fact, someone would actually move on for free because there wasn't enough people for matches, which actually would be, Kabuto would say, no, there would be too many people because, yeah. No, or wait, would there? Because the whole team is taken out, so that's 3 people, and Dosu automatically moved on, so yeah. So yeah, there'd still be too many people. So yeah, Kabuto opts himself out, and all the matches go per normal. Everything, like every other match goes the same, except for the fact that Naruto actually goes up against Sasuke. No, Naruto goes up against Team Oboro Fodder, I think it was. Or like whatever, the guy that was on Kabuto's team, and just wipes the floor with him easily. And then it's the final battle of the preliminaries, like right before, like this is like the third from last, because Gaara versus, no, this is after Gaara versus Rock Lee, but before Hinata versus Neji. And Hinata, well, no, Sasuke versus Kaminari. And Sasuke would walk onto the battlefield, activating his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and try his best. But it would be all futile because, well, there's really nothing he can do. Kaminari's taijutsu skills are just absolutely off the charts, and there's nothing Sasuke can do to combat this. But that's actually where I'm going to leave it off for right now. Sasuke does end up getting defeated. Hinata is defeated, but Naruto is so much more pissed and says, Neji, if we meet in the finals, I'm going to kick your ass so hard that you might just actually die. But besides that, there's nothing more to cover. So, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm gonna plug in 5 people right here. I have a new person that I'm also shouting out. I know I might be shouting out a little too many people, but you gotta support the homies. So we have Kira Gem. We also have a new one. It's AG, IT''S, capital AG. Her link will be in the description. And then, obviously, the trio, Lucid Okage, Izukage, and Red Demon of the Leaf. All 5 links will be in the description. And you can check out some of my other series, which will also be in the description. I know that I may be juggling too much with my Deku Quirk Marriage, this series, and then the 8 Gate series, which I won't be doing I will be doing another part of the marriage one pretty soon because of, well, I mean, you guys hit the like goal, so I mean, I can't not do it. And it, in the first, 21 hours, it got 600 views, and I was like, that's more subscribers than I have. Yeah, over 500,000 views in the first day. That is insane. I cannot tell you how insane that is. So, I thank you guys for all the support, and I have nothing else left to say, except for, obviously, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment whatever you want in the things below. Not obviously whatever you want, try not to be mean, and try not to add any spoils for, My Hero manga. Not pointing at anybody in particular, but someone kind of, alluded to the fact that, something that happened in one of the newer chapters of the manga, but if you don't know by now, then it's really, you're really trying to be an MHA anime only watcher, which, is completely fine, but yeah, you're not going to understand some of the memes that are going around right now. But besides that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next one.